It's still a great, dark, lonely night, but not for Batman because I wonder, did he enjoy his trip to Hong Kong? Did he enjoy the Chinese kung fu, and not to mention Chinese food like noodles and chicken noodles and soup and miso soup? I don't know if miso soup's from China, but I know their soup is in China, and the tofu, which I'm not so sure, but I do believe it's time we go punch crime in the face. This is Arkham Twin Days. Hi there, viewers. I am Leo Wolverine, your game commentator and founding member of Leo's Let's Plays Alliance, as I'm going to continue my story topic of the Dark Knight movie by Christopher Nolan. So, yeah. So, anyways, I thought since Mr. Lau has been captured, he's now in Gotham City, and he says, there's a little note that says, will you please deliver this to Jim Gordon, or deliver this to Lieutenant Gordon, or whichever works. Oh, and guess what? I have no idea who is the person who wrote that. Once again, if it is somebody who's a Christopher Nolan, that would be funny, but I do love it. And so, now that Mr. Lau is in jail, or in county, and then Rachel Dawes, who is the DA's assistant, asks why did he went back to Hong Kong? Did he try to get away from Harvey Dent's jurisdiction, or, you know? And then Mr. Lau says everything about child protection, government funding, and all that and sort of stuff, even though, and then all this, and while is you saying that someone wanted to try to kill you by buying this stuff off, or is that, and then one of the lawyers says right next to Mr. Les says, "Are you threatening my client?" He says, "No, I'm not threatening your client. I'm just asking your client's cooperation." And so he will not give anything offload about whatsoever. However, he is going to give up the location about if you want to know about the location of the clients, so he'll give all the names, each and every one, and he says, like I said, I'm good at calculation. So, yeah, he's absolutely good at calculation. So he gives the name of the clients. The Italian man, Robert Maroney, and the ones who are in the bars and watching TV. And then, and now they're going to say, okay, why am I being arrested? Oh, don't worry, they're coming too. And yeah, he's actually enjoying himself. So yeah, absolutely enjoys himself for about having a nice hot meal in the bar. So yay. And who knows? It's going to be another messy bad play bad or some sort. But instead, it's not going to be a big fat mess. It's going to be a big cleanup of 18 months worth of clean streets without corrupted criminals. And yes, Harvey Dent is going to set a new record for having that many bad guys sending straight to Blackgate Prison. 18 months worth of clean streets. And he's ready to step up the big plate. This time he is definitely knows what he's going to do. He is on fire. It is just absolutely amazing. So yeah, it is just absolutely amazing. Of course, the mayor is interested of how is Harvey Dent is doing this so well. I wondered, he wouldn't say he's working with the vigilante crew, which is who's, you know, Batman, but instead he kind of likes to keep it for himself. I don't know why, but I think he kind of absolutely loves this. So he would absolutely enjoy it very much. And yeah. And by the way, he's kind of... So Wayne, after, you know, when he says he wants to throw this party, or because he's not into camp, he hasn't gone into campaign for another. He will be going into campaign until 2 years from now, and now there is this party, and then Bruce Wayne has said something to Rachel. Do you remember the time that when told me that when Gotham no longer needs Batman? And she says, well, he said, it's happening right now. Harvey is that White Knight. And Rachel says, don't hope for me that you'll have a normal life because of me, even though that's going to happen. So, yeah. It's a complicated issue. I mean, it's a love story, but I know that you know that when when Bruce Wayne says, I believe in Harvey Dent. I believe that he is going to lead us to a bright new future, put criminals away, and getting Gotham back on its feet, set things straight, and lead us back to the right path. Let's hear it for him, Harvey Dent, and everybody applaud him, even though Bruce Wayne wasn't making fun of him, even though he is definitely like the best DA that Gotham has ever had. So yes, it is just absolutely amazing. I mean, and then Harvey Dent says, you think I might, can I borrow Rachel? And he says, yeah. And he says, by the way, nice speech. He absolutely enjoyed the speech. So, yes. And that is going to be how it happens. So, and it's just great. Even though the party is going to be a great big hit. And, usually somehow that, okay, Lieutenant Gordon is kind of looking or searching for clues, and he says something about, wait a minute, what's going on? And then he's looking at those DNA traces at the card that were actually being touched by the judge and Commissioner Loeb, and not to mention Harvey Dent. The DNA pieces that were absolutely touched by the card is at the Joker's next hit list. So yes, the judge, and I don't know the judge's name, but Commissioner Loeb, I know he's next, and not to mention Harvey Dent. So yeah, it is just unbelievable if things are going to go interestingly sour or going south. So, then the Joker, which kind of incidentally sent these people, or somehow even the Commissioner Loeb's drink, which is, I don't know, acid or poison or something, I don't know. And then Lieutenant Gordon says, no, wait, don't drink that! And he absolutely did, and he's got acid burn poison, and it's not looking good for him. And the judge says, I don't know where you're taking me. Even though we don't know where you're going. Just open it up. And just drive. Open it up. It'll tell you where you're going. And then she opens this letter up, and then it says up. She looks up, and then an explosion of the car, and then she just died in a fiery explosion. So does Commissioner Loeb, died from acid drinking or poison. I don't know what. It's just like some kind of acid burn. Yeah. Then Harvey Dent says, alright, let's get serious. And she talks to Rachel about if he wants to get married. And he says, what's your answer? And Rachel Dawes says, I don't have an answer. And so Rachel says, Harvey, I really don't know. You got to understand is that, please, so you're not ready. Don't tell me I know who it is. It's Wayne. He's just such a... Then Bruce Wayne just goes from behind and then literally chokes Harvey Dent because he has to save his life because he knows that the Joker is coming for him. He knows the Joker's coming for him, so the only thing he has to do is to bring him into a chokehold. Of course, he didn't kill him, okay? He's just out cold because the Joker is searching for him. And of course, this badge of the officer comes in from behind and then opens the door, and then Joker and his henchmen, you know, the Joker thugs, come in, and then he says, where is Harvey Dent? You know, where's Harvey Dent? Hey there, you guys seen Harvey Dent, normal tie, good-looking suit, and he says, I believe in Harvey Dent and all the campaign, and, you know, it's... And one of the guys says, we're not afraid of thugs like you. And the Joker said, you know, you remind me of my father. I hated my father. And the Joker, yeah, he's just up this close. He has this little small blade. And it just for fun and all that. It's just... So... Yes. So, for anyways, he's trying to get the joke, tells a little fiendishly joke to Rachel Dawes and says, wow, you look beautiful and amazing. What's wrong about these scars? And he says, come here, look at me. He said, okay, I know he said something about these stories. He says, my father was a drinker and a fiend. Yeah, he likes to make up stories. I don't know which story is like he said something true. My wife was so beautiful, like you. She always stays pretty at the same time, and you know what? She can't stand the size of it. So I did this to myself. And now I'm always happy. Yeah, it just does like a spunking punch on the gut of Joker's stomach. It just... Oh, you got a lot of spunk. I like it. And then Batman shows up. He says, "Then you're gonna love me." He just does some kung fu, and then yeah, Batman is finally there, and yeah, and then this enormous this battle, and then Joker tries to. Okay, he pulls out this knife from his shoe. I don't know which shoe, whether it's his left or right. I don't know which one. So he pulls out the shoe, the knife out of the shoe, and tried to stab Batman, and then you heard him grunting. But even though he has to separate the plates of the knives and gunfire, it's still bulletproof, and this sucker will stop a knife, which is anything but a straight shot. So yeah. anything but a straight shot, man, because you know what happens? You don't want to get shot yourself. So, yeah. And so for that, and, oh, yeah. And, Batman wanted to save Rachel because now that the Joker has got her hostage, and he says, "What? Let her go. It's between you and me." And Joker says, "Why don't you take off your mask and tell everyone who you are?" And he says, "Let her go first." And Joker says, "Very poor choice of words." And he drops her on sliding on the roof where the glass, and she screams. Of course, this is somewhat like Vicky screams a little bit. And so for that, and Batman has tried to rescue Rachel Dawes, falling from death, lands on the car like several hundred feet below the floor, and Rachel Dawes is safe. And Rachel says, what about Harvey Dent? Is he safe? And Batman says, Bruce says, he's safe. And she says, thank you. So Harvey Dent is safe. And the officers are thinking, where's Harvey Dent? I said, who knows? Perhaps if Harvey Dent is killed by the Joker, who's going to lead this town now? And out of nowhere, Harvey Dent is safe, and he says, "Why don't you pack up your bags, Mr. Loud? You think you're absolutely safe? You don't come back here again. You go to county and face all these crimes and this fraud that you ever been through." And Mr. Loud says, how can you protect me? You can't even protect yourself. And under national circumstances, yeah, man, Harvey Dent continues, says, unless you pay all your crimes and what it is accounted for. So, yeah. Now that Harvey Dent is safe, and, oh boy, so now, and there's going to be a parade. This parade here, of course, and all that, and you know how it goes. The parade, in memories of some of the judge and now Commissioner Loeb who died, and that this mayor gave this tutorial speech of how did Commissioner Loeb serve under the citizens of Gotham as commissioner. And then even though Bruce Wayne thinks he's done, he isn't, because however there is still something going on. The Joker is still wanted to have Harvey Dent killed, even though and yes. And so for that, and oh yeah, by the way, even though nobody knows that the Joker is absolutely under the, how do I say this, disguised as an officer, even though he has no more of the clown makeup, he disguised as a regular officer, even though he kidnapped some of the people of those. And people who have schizophrenia, you know, the kind of stuff that Joker attracts. And so for that, and he found an abandoned apartment, so a place where the Joker usually likes to find from where he hangs out. And so for that, he's going to go there. And you know how it goes or how it ends. And he finds these guys who are tied up, blindfolded, and of course Bruce Wayne, of course he has to speak in his Batman voice, says, Who did this to you? And one of them says, he did this guy. He took our guns and our uniforms. And I'm guessing he's talking about the Joker, and not to mention his henchmen or those are people who got out of Arkham Asylum. And so for that matter, and they're starting to do during the parade, during this ceremonial firing. It says, the National Guard. It says, "Ready, aim, fire!" And then fire one shot. All officers fire one shot into the air. It's like it's a ceremonial thing, and then ready, aim, fire. And of course, there are GCPD snipers or somewhat, and so on and so forth. And then it says, and then you hear the firing sound, and then the opening of the window, and it says, "Uh-oh!" And then a sniper fires, and like, what is that? That sounds like a shot from a sniper rifle, but you hear other shots firing at the same time. It's like, how in the world are you doing this? How does Christopher Nolan is able to make the sound work so well? You hear the assault rifles go off at the same time with the sniper rifle on one location, and the others in a different one. I mean, that is impressive. I don't know how did Christopher Nolan did it, or how did the developers of the movie, of the Dark Knight movie, did this, but I'm guessing that is absolutely amazing. How to make this a layaway effect, or some kind of audio that makes it sound together without the sounding delay. I mean, it is pretty interesting if you want to know. And so yeah, that is really impressive. It is just absolutely amazing. And then now, all of a sudden, and then you get to see a firing, and then all of a sudden you see the Joker right there without the makeup, and then, oh boy, we know the Joker has named the mayor next. Of course, so yeah. Of course, the Joker is going after the DA's assistant, whose name is Rachel Dawes. So, yep. And so the only way that this happened, even though Jim Gordon just jumped up in front of the mayor and shielded himself from the blasting of the assault rifle, and he got shot, and he has been now the dead. And now he's been now the dead, and it's a chaos massacre. Everything goes, and because now the parade is into a chaos battle zone because of the Joker, and some of the henchmen are now firing at some of the cops, and they're firing back. It's a war zone. Oh my, things are going to get so ugly. Now we know why and what happened. Even Harvey Dent has to scatter and find anyone to give him the location of the Joker. And I do believe we are going to stop here for the time being. And don't worry, we are going to continue to pick up from where we left off. And thanks for watching. And don't forget to like, comment, favorite, and subscribe. And tell me, what do you guys think of the Dark Knight movie? Whether it's loved or hated by viewers. But tell me, what is your favorite Batman live action movie? And leave a comment section below. So for anyways, this is Leo Wolverine saying and speaking as always as your sensational special being who takes chances, makes mistakes, and get messy in Leo's Let's Plays Alliance. Godspeed, play safe, and shalom. See you guys next time for more of Arkham Twin Days.